Hello and welcome back to Maha Mamas. This is technically episode 4. I'm Tanya.
I'm Jennifer.
And you can explain that.
So episode 5 went out last week. If you remember Contraception, Deception Part 1, if you watched it, it was a while back. We said we would have a Part 2. We recorded a Part 2. Her mic went out. So you could hear me, you couldn't hear her. We're redoing it.
They're working now.
So last week's episode 5 of This Week in Maha, hopefully you watched that. That was a good one. We referenced this one. Now this one is happening.
So this is part 2.
This is part 2
of Contraception, Deception.
Yeah. Last time we got into the health aspects of the pill, we went over Dr. Mean's video with Tucker. We talked about it in the water, all of that. We touched on that briefly. Just to recap, the side effects are awful.
Yes.
Everything from hormone disruption,
blood clots, weight gain,
weight gain,
thyroid function, gut function.
Yes.
I don't want to be on that. No, I would never want to be on that.
No.
Ooh.
So, but
Don't.
it also has created a lot of social problems.
Yes.
And we're just going to jump right in because we don't want to waste your whole day on this, even though we could talk about it forever.
Right. And that's why this is such a main one, I want to say too, because we could have gone a different direction starting this Maha podcast. But if you're going, if you're getting healthier in every other aspect of your life, but you're still on hormone and birth control, you're doing it wrong. Okay. You're just simply doing it wrong. You've got to start with this because it's everything to do with women's health, with young girls, with older women, with, families, marriage, and also just our whole society, which we're going to get into. But especially, I think the first thing we start with is water, because water is life, obviously.
Stop peeing your pills into the water.
Yes.
Ew.
Yes.
Okay.
I know.
The pharmacy tells you not to flush your pills, right? You're supposed to take them to the turn in things, whatever. And you're supposed to dissolve opioids. They give you the gel pack. There's this whole process into disposing pharmaceuticals. Don't flush them down the toilet. So why do we pee them down the toilet?
Right.
Our water systems can only purify so much. There's still hormones in water unless you have a water system in your house. And so we all, our hormones are all, everybody has this endocrine disruption in this country.
Right. Even the environmentalists are freaking out about this one, sounding the alarm, because this is going into our water system and this is causing issues just for the aquatic life. I think frogs are changing sexes and fish are changing sexes.
And it's also runoff. I mean, we're not blaming it all on your pee. It also is the runoff from the crops and the pesticides and all that. But what does that do? Okay, well, it makes boys less masculine. It makes girls more masculine. It's not good.
It's a mess.
And so now we have so I'm Gen X. She's a millennial, right? Am I right?
I have no idea.
Yeah. The boys walking around now, we didn't have boys like that.
No.
These skinny jeans and look at all
Starbucks.
I'm an emo.
Beta.
They're betas.
They're betas. Yep.
But they've also been fed that you can't be masculine because that's a problem.
The whole toxic masculinity.
And it's all because of the pill.
But nobody's even teaching boys to walk on the street side anymore. Can we bring that back, please? Sorry, side note.
That's
is that toxic? Is that toxic?
And I'm offended. Just kidding. If my man's walking on the inside, we got a problem.
I know.
But people don't even think about that because we've become so sensitized to what's good and true and beautiful. And so how does the pill tie into all this? Okay. Brief history. The person who pushed the pill was Margaret Sanger. Okay.
Racist.
Eugenicist. Friend of Hitler. Hated Black people.
Yes.
Founder
of Planned Parenthood.
She's the founder of Planned Parenthood, which is the world's largest abortion and birth control pill provider. The family planning, whatever.
No.
So she was born during the Depression and her mom had 12 kids and she saw these struggles with her mother and thought, if she would...
I have an idea.
Yeah. Ironically, she did not like abortion, which is weird given what her company does, but she thought it was dangerous. Duh. She thought it was very, it just created societal problems. The irony.
Yes.
And so she thought, if we could stop pregnancy in the first place, we wouldn't need abortion, and women could take control of their fertility, and they wouldn't be having baby after baby, and they wouldn't have all these struggles. So she got together with some doctors. The doctors created it. This was in the early 50s. 1960, the FDA approves birth control pill.
That missed the mark, unfortunately.
And so much so that the head of the Catholic Church at the time, Pope Paul VI, wrote an encyclical in opposition to this. And there were Christians of every stripe that didn't like this, which is a far cry from a lot of Christians now. Like, they're like, oh yeah, take birth control, get a vasectomy, control that child. You know, what? Anyway, it goes against the Bible. Anyway, we'll get into that later. So he wrote this encyclical called Humanae Vitae. So what, Tanya, what did that predict?
Let's see. I'm going to read it off this real quick. Predicted that widespread use of artificial contraception would lead to negative societal consequences, including a decrease in the respect for women, the rise of infidelity, and a general lowering of moral standards altogether. Ding, ding, ding.
Do you think we're here?
Yeah, I think we predicted that perfectly.
Nailed it.
Yes. And the fact that they still stick with that. And like you said, these other churches are now allowing it however many years later. Like,
yes,
I see what he's saying. It's so true.
And what is the number one thing that it did? It allowed women to become objects.
Yeah, to be used.
Now you are just for the satisfaction of men. They saw it as, oh, liberation. Like, I'm going to be like a dude. I can have as many conquests as I want. I can, there's no recourse. But it did a lot of other things.
Right. And we're not supposed to be like dudes. Like God created men and women.
Really? Because
I know.
A lot of people think differently these days.
But God's
a different kind of hormone.
know, right? God created men and women differently, and we're supposed to complement each other. And there's supposed to be that reverence and respect for each body and how they're designed. And so this just threw that out the window completely.
Yeah. So what are some societal problems that erupted from this? Okay, so we have the women's liberation movement now, where women are in control of their sexuality and they can do what they want when they want with their bodies. So one of the things that did it is it drove women out of the home and into the workplace. Now, let's ask this question.
Okay.
Why is being a mother in the home? Why did we stigmatize that? Like, why was that a bad deal?
I have no idea.
Because did it make women's lives easier?
What, going out of the home?
Yeah.
No. We just put all of this more pressure on ourselves. Like, now we're taking care of our home and we're working outside of the home. You're just doing everything, and that's not.
And let's face it, like, you can say, like, oh, we're both going to have a career and we're both going to take care of the kids and everything's going to be equal. Y'all know the kids always go to mom first. It don't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a stay-at-home mom or a work mom. They will walk right past their daddy to come ask mama for a snack.
Yes, they will.
So,
oh my goodness, it happens all the time.
And it's because it's our nature to be the makers of the home.
Yeah, we're the nurturers.
Like, it's naturally innate in us to want to run things at our house. So we're running a business outside the house, and now we're running our house, and we're exhausted and we're tired and we're mad and we're annoyed by that guy that we married.
Right.
And he isn't even the right guy because we were on the pill and he smelled funny.
Oh yeah.
So
have you all seen those
go
studies?
into that.
Oh my goodness. There are studies, look them up, I'm not making this up, where if you were on hormonal birth control, one, you smell different because the whole pheromone situation, but you also pick up scent differently. So these studies show that women are attracted to a certain type of men that they would not have been attracted to had they been off of hormonal birth control.
And because their feminine genius has been squashed now.
Because you're tricking your body. So you're just changing.
They don't hunger for that manly man, the mountain man, the guy that's going to die for his family. Right. They're looking at the guy behind the counter at Starbucks.
They can control.
Jeans that they can control because now their hormones are not functioning the way they were meant to.
Right. You're suppressing your whole system. Yeah, it's awful. So you're attracted to a little beta now.
And you're the man of the house. And then you're just mad because he's not doing what you want him to do. So then infidelity, like the Pope said.
Right. And it leads to infidelity. And also men have the same issue going on because they're thinking, oh, cool, I can have my side arm over here and she won't get pregnant.
So moody.
Right.
It said it causes moodiness, the pill.
I know. Yeah. The wife, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So then, yeah, your arm candy over here, it just turns into riskier behavior because you're not concerned about getting pregnant. However, birth control fails all the time and has actually increased the abortion rate. So,
yep. So to say you're pro-life, but for the pill is oxymoronic.
Right.
Honestly.
And you mentioned that in part 1 of every birth control pill
is an abortifacient.
Is an abortion pill.
Go back and watch that episode for a recap.
Yeah. There's no getting around that. Don't try to prove it otherwise.
So risky behavior. That's another thing that happens. I used to work in crimes against women. Women on birth control engage in behaviors they probably wouldn't have had they not been on the pill.
Correct.
They are in charge of their sexuality now. So they're probably going to places and hanging out with people that they normally wouldn't have because there's less threat of getting pregnant.
Because there's this false sense of security of like, oh, I'm protected.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, like, and the feminists are going to go nuts over what I'm about to say. But a lot of rapes are lies. A lot. Because women weaponize their sexuality now because that was kind of ushered in with the feminist movement, like turn it into a weapon. That's more for another show.
Yeah.
But they now, the stranger in the bushes jumping out and sexually assaulting women is real and it happens, but it's very rare compared to acquaintance rape. And so the large majority of sexual assaults that an investigative unit has go through is usually acquaintance, date, frat party, those sorts of
somebody
things.
they know that they have. I don't know. You're right. People are going to hate us for this one.
Oh well.
But you are not concerned with getting pregnant, so you're just willing to be more risky with how you dress, with how you act, with what you're, how you present yourself, how you hold yourself.
Yes.
And our whole society has gone downhill because we've taught men that we can be used as objects and there's nothing to worry about and we'll take care of it and we've got this. And it's just
because there's a type of woman associated with the pill. Like it's a woman that wants to be sexual. I mean, yes, they put people on the pills for all sort of other stupid reasons.
For the whole high school
But
thing.
when it's to prevent pregnancy and the girl knows that, they now know they are a sexual being. And so a lot of these sexual assaults, if the girl made one different choice that day, their victimization wouldn't have happened. Does the man still need to go to jail?
Yes.
Yes. Did he still commit a crime?
Yes.
Yes. But we are putting ourselves in these situations in the first place to be used by men.
Right.
Because we are worth more than that.
Right. And that's the thing. That's why this is a heart problem, why this has become a society problem, because women just don't know their worth and they're not being taught by moms and dads, right? Moms are out of the home, kids are in school, Planned Parenthood's in the schools. I remember in high school, one girl would get on birth control and start sleeping around and all the other girls would say, oh, how do you get on birth control? How do you do that? And she would just say, oh, just tell your mom you have bad cramps, or tell your mom you had a heavy period day, or tell your mom you're worried about acne. And these girls they would just go tell their moms this. The moms would take them straight to the doctor. They'd get a script right away, no questions asked. And all these girls are on birth control and now acting very risque. And so I'm so mad at doctors too.
True.
Like this is the system that they're going in. So I guess I would love to give a plug to doctors or nurses. If you think this is the way, you're wrong. And I want you to check out fertilitycare.org and naprotechnology.com. Just go look at them. Just go look and realize that you've been lied to. And I mean, anybody should just go look at those. Like you've got to learn to work with your body. We don't work against God's design. You work with it. You are empowered by it. It is incredible. We need to teach our sons this. We need to teach our daughters this. We need to teach society this. It's so good. There should be a reverence for the female body. There should be a respect for the female body in this design. It's so cool.
It is.
It's such a good
and your
thing.
Pharmaceutical sponsored medical school didn't teach you that.
No. They don't teach you that it's a gift.
They didn't teach you root causes in anything, but they don't and I think of all these girls that when I went to an all-girls school for high school. And I'm going to tell you the girls that were on the pill, and I'm at a Catholic school where they don't believe in that, whatever. And they acted so much different, and they dressed different. They're hiking their uniform skirts up. They're going to, one girl had a boyfriend that was like 30.
Ew.
I know, but he was
Wow,
just
he should
using
be in
this
jail.
17-year-old girl, right? And I look back at those years and I'm like, gosh,
It's sad.
So we live in a culture too where mom and dad are out of the home because liberation, right? Moms are trusting the school systems to teach their children about their sexuality. And then they're just telling their girls, like, no, you shouldn't have sex, but I'm going to put you on the pill just in case. And I'm going to give you the Gardasil shot just in case.
No.
That's why we have sterilization process.
I know.
But that's for another show.
Sterilization. That's what she said, if you didn't hear it.
Yeah. But instead of these girls and their mothers sitting together and learning their dignity together, and their mothers teaching them, this is when your body's doing this, this is what this means. It's just suppress it.
Right.
Because just in case.
Right. But our moms are all ignorant too. And so this is just a cycle that we need to break. And so I have another plug. Go to pearlandthistle.com. So PEARLANDTHISTLE.com. This is a great resource for moms and daughters. Even actually, if you are like 18 or 25 or 30 and have no idea how your cycle works, as you've always been on hormonal birth control, this is a great place to start. Teaches you all about the cycle in a very reverent way. It teaches you how to track your own fertility. You don't have to be married to learn this. In fact, I suggest teaching girls at very young ages, learning while you're single. It's incredible to know your body and to be able to understand it, and then to teach, your future spouse about it. Like this is so good. And I'm so sick of certain Christians saying that that birth control's fine, that, I better stop.
That might have to be another show.
I know.
Because if we're taking the Bible literally,
you don't work against
working against the design is not scriptural. We'll say we've already made you all mad enough.
I know. Stop being ignorant to your body. Like, realize what a gift it is. Learn it. It's so cool. And it's pennies. Like, you literally go and learn it, and then it the rest of your life. And you can achieve pregnancy super quick. Like, you can avoid pregnancy very easily. It's not a big deal. I don't know what people are so afraid of. Like, stop.
So just to recap, birth control pill for society has created weak men. It's created domineering women.
Yes.
It's created divorce. It's created infidelity. It's created a rape culture and a culture that objectifies women, even though they think that's liberating. It's not. And
even in marriages, you can be used in your marriage. If your husband thinks that he can do whatever he wants, all the time, like women,
because you're on the pill,
right? We're not supposed to be available 24/7. We're not. That's not the way we're designed.
To learn self-mastery.
Yes, exactly. Like, there is an order to our cycle, and we need to teach men this instead of just let them use us.
But at the same time, society has basically taught us that we just can't do anything without sex. Like, it has to be.
I know.
It's everything, and our poor children, and it all I feel like feminism is the root of a lot of our societal rot today. Tell us what you think in the comments.
Yes.
Please like, share, subscribe on all of our platforms. If you go to our Instagram bio, you have links to all of those. We would love to hear from you. Even if you don't like what we have to say, light us up, man. We want to hear from you.
Tell us.
We're going to engage you. We're new. We're just trying to get the word out, and we would just love to hear feedback. Yes. We'd also love to hear what you'd like us to talk about. Right. We're always looking for content.
Yeah, we just want to get everybody going in a healthier direction. Even if it's baby steps, get going, but start with this.
Yeah.
This is huge. We've got to change
and purify your water so you're not drinking other people's hormones.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So,
okay, wrapping it up. Okay, so thanks for listening to the Maha Mamas podcast, where we hope to inspire you to reclaim your health by trusting God's design.
But remember, God helps those who help themselves. So get after it.
Go.
See you next time.